Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lion tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to a Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome Screaming louder to the lanes, fuel burns to the glow of the pixel blaze. The road is rolling with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. Our TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OP ButtKicker Grand National Series race presented by Icon Apparel Company, live from the current Daytona International Speedway as we go once again 70 laps around this 2.5 mile track as we get the countdown to green presented by Icon Apparel Company underway. Here's the weather, and that's kind of accurate actually. 81 degrees, 74% humidity, cloudy, which looks like it's partly, and then 6-mile-an-hour winds. I would say that's fairly accurate to the real life situation going on in the southeast corner. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and then Mr. Dustin Loxton to my right side of your cameras, your screens. What's going on, man?
Oh, looking forward to what is probably going to be a very stressful and eventful final race to round 2. A lot is on the line for tonight, Jeremy. A lot is on the line. Mark Mann locked himself in, punched his ticket into the championship for next Wednesday at Talladega. That means there's 3 spots left open, and they're going to be determined after the events of tonight's race. A lot of drivers bidding for some spots. We got a 2-way tie just outside the bubble. It's going to be crazy, Jeremy. It's going to be real crazy.
Yeah, those bubble spots that you just mentioned. Let's talk about them, since that's why we're sorry to hear these final 2 races. Your person who's won last week, Mark Mann, he's locked in. He is one of 4 championship drivers. Then you have Sean McCarra, who's 9 points out. Adam Kildee, who's 11 points. And then your tie that you mentioned, Jeff Crosby Jr. and Zach Fritsch, 19. Or sorry, I take that back. Jeff Crosby Jr., 15. And then Zach and Dana, those 2 are 19. And that's 5th and 6th. So 3 drivers separated by 4 points. So you're going to look out for the 33, the 12, and the, was it the 40?
43.
43, thank you. I knew it was in the 4s. You got to watch out for those 3 in particular. And we'll kind of keep you up to date. You see the graphic on your right-hand side of your screen now. That'll kind of flash along the race to give you guys an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, and then, I mean, you can't count out Vicente Guerrero or Jimmy Reynolds either. They are still in the hunt, but after a very, very tough, bumpy Daytona event last week, did not work out in their favor. They find themselves in a must-win situation. We do have stage points. They can accumulate and kind of spearhead themselves ahead in points that way, but you also got to think that your other playoff drivers are also going to be in the stage. So at best, unless something happens to some of the other drivers in a wreck, you're only going to get a few points here or there. So Vicente and Jimmy are definitely in a must-win situation tonight. So I would expect to see the 14 and the 17 pushing real hard, especially towards the later stages of the race, coming to that checkered flag, trying to get themselves in position to punch their ticket.
Yep. And stage, if you think you've seen lap 30 get pretty hectic, not until tonight. That's for desperate.
It's going to get crazy.
Absolutely. You got just a half minute left in this practice session. Of course, we know that times don't really matter. It's all about who had the best draft partner. We already know who our favorites are. We're just going to turn 70 laps with a stage break in the middle to settle it out, to go to Talladega next week in the trucks to complete the 2025B calendar season. Mark Man is one. We got 11 guys in the chat, so whoever's in the chat, rather. Now let us know who you think is going to make it into the Final Four. We know Mark Man is one. Give us the other three as we wind down this qualifying session. Dustin,
Well, I can tell you who Ginger and Dan parent
go.
are going to go for. It's going to be the driver of that 43, Dana Shepherd. That's already a gimme. You guys don't even have to put that in the chat. We already know.
They can do it anyways.
It's true.
Dan said my microphone's way too low. I don't know if that's a me or a you thing, so maybe you can touch up on that as we go cameraless for this qualifying session. And we're going to see if we can't maybe tackle that. Why my microphone's too low. Could just be me. Could be Dustin, of course, pressing the buttons. I've known to not turn on some things. He's known for not pressing buttons, so between one of us, we'll get it figured out. We got 5 minutes in this qualifying session. Some of the fastest guys. He was Kilday, Christopher Jordan, Zach Workman. Second playoff driver, Crosby Jr. Let's go on board with maybe the number 33. Well, number 5. We'll go number 5 because he's now on track. The top 4 are not. So it's just your roof camera with Mr. Rick Sanchez. And let us know in this qualifying session if my microphone gets any better.
It should. I turned it up a little bit in Discord. I haven't changed anything on any of the other stuff, so I don't know if it's a setting in the Discord that has kind of made it different, or your mic and just placement, or what's going on, but hopefully it should be a little bit better now.
Okay. 10-4. Yeah, mine's maxed 100%, but it could have been me too. Who knows? Windows just did an update, and you don't get to test that thing in real time until they're live, so appreciate you, Mr. Dan, for calling it out. As we ride on board the roof Camry. Last time we're in Xfinity in this season. Let's see if we can get the final P1 spot in this car. I think this track is part of the refresh update, Dustin, if I'm not mistaken, for the graphic artwork next week. Which would be great, because I'd love to see all the asphalt down there in the turn 3 entrance rather than grass, huh?
Absolutely. And yeah, it should be with the updates next week. Theoretically, this will be the last time that the ButtKicker Grand National Series will run this version of Daytona. So not only are we saying bye-bye to the Xfinity cars for this season, but we're also saying bye-bye to this track for good, as it will get that quality of life refresh update that iRacing's been doing to all the NASCAR oval side of things.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one how iRacing proposes it. I guess it could just be yet another drop down, but they've rescanned this track and configured it so many ways. You're going to have Legacy 08, and then you're going to have, 23? And then you're going to have Current. So I don't know how they're going to label the third version of a track. I don't think they've ever done that, so I'd be curious to know how they do that next week. And a slew of other updates to come as well. So, that time of season, Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., get your computers on, get it updated, because it's going to be a 50-plus gigabyte update like we do every single time. Hey, Dustin, if there's any changes to these truck for next week, they have 1 day to practice.
Yeah, and that's always something that leagues and series absolutely despise, is running a race the day right after an update, because history has proven to us and shown us that bugs and flaws are aplenty. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's a weird way to spell netcode out for everybody. Nothing worse than trying to go for a championship than having a 2-foot wide ghost car drive through you and take your night out. So hopefully we don't see that next week in the trucks, as we got just under a minute left in this qualifying session. Dustin, there's a guy at the top that we typically don't see in qualifying. Robert Hooligan holds P1 as a virtual tie over Rick Sanchez. So Hooligan gets it by iRating versus time frame. So as the final guys cross through, yeah, it looks like 126 will be starting P1 in the second to final race. As death by the Fox car there on the
Yeah, that was Anthony English.
Pit road.
So I take it Anthony English is going to be starting from the back on this one, as he's not going to have enough time to put down a qualifying lap, as he lost it coming to the line there.
Whoops. Here's one more time. You got 5 seconds left. He's not going to make
He's not going to make it.
Time.
Nope.
He might be able to make the processing time.
Nope.
Well, nope. Kicks him out real quick.
Real quick. It went right down to that boom.
What happened to our 7-second leeway?
Non-existent, sir. Non-existent.
Nope, not allowed. As we do in the virtual world, we go from daytime to nighttime at sunset. Cast it over the virtual Daytona. And before we take the grid, we're going to thank our sponsor, the one I've already shouted out, Icon Apparel Company. Get your customized esports jersey or any team jersey you want to get made directly from the website. You can email the company, or you can just build it yourself without talking to anybody until shipment. And so you can do that at iconapparelcompany.com. Promotion code SUPERNERD will save you 25% off. And we're waiting on just a couple more cars here. Looks like we got our front row, and let's go ahead and fire it off. Starting lineup for the Zach Fritsch at Daytona. Robert Hooligan, Rick Sanchez as your front row. Second row is playoff drivers. Adam Kilday and Zach Fritsch. Row 3 is Eric Lowry and Everett Lane. Row 4 is Les Levy, Dana Shepard. Row 5, Vincente Guerrero and Jeff Crosby Jr. Row 6 is Scott Warren and Andy Berganti. Row 7, Scott Wise, Thomas Lockwood. I can talk. Row 8, Sean Becerra and Dwayne Corbett. Row 9, Stephen Luttrell, Jimmy Reynolds. Row 10, Alex Giffen and Nathan Warren. Row 11, Zachary Workman, Harold Rothery. Then you got Jeff Crosby Sr., Gary Bergeron, Derek Donna, Hunter Reynolds, Anthony English, Jude Conrad, the guy who's locked in, Mark Mann, Christopher Jordan, Andrew Schroeder, Douglas Johnson, and Lynn McNeese. Rounds out to the 33-car lineup for the second and final race. Appreciate you, Zach, for sponsoring the race. I wish that it brings you just a touch bit more luck getting yourself into the Final Four next week.
Yeah, and you're talking about qualifying position, Jeremy. Half of the top 10 are playoff drivers, so 5 out of the top 10 are drivers currently trying to lock themselves in for the championship for next week. It's going to be crucial, Jeremy. I expect to see these drivers try to get to the front and stay at the front all race long as much as possible to try to put themselves in good position. Pit stops are going to be vitally important, especially if we get green flag pit stops. Remember, these drivers cannot make it to the end of stage 1, which is the completion of lap 35, without a pit stop to get them the fuel to make it to the end. And if those happen to be green flag, Jeremy, we have seen pit road infractions just decimate a driver's race this season.
I don't know what you're talking about. We've not had those at all. And, of course, the stakes are higher. The chances of that happening are greater. So these guys, some of these drivers, Dustin, they run, 5 nights a week in the super speedways? This is all they know is OP. And OP, only thing they know is 2.5-mile tracks minus iRacing super speedway. So
And Atlanta.
it doesn't.
But
Atlanta.
we're not gonna talk about that track.
Yeah, they run there once a season.
Yeah,
I love that track, but they don't, and they don't run it. So,
and you and I are hit or miss on that. We're opposites. You like that track. I like Legacy Atlanta. The way that it was, the racing there was good. When they threw restrictor plates on there and turned it into pack racing at 1.5 miles that just chews the tires up, and there's not room for it. It's garbage. It really is.
Me and you don't agree on 90% of what we do day in and day out, but
it leads to great conversation, though.
It does. Just wait for 5 more years when it becomes a non-full throttle track. and you have to lift in the corners. Then it'd be a true
NASCAR
great
will
track.
sit here and put smaller restrictor plates on there. You just wait.
Well, behind them, we'll hopefully get a next gen car. But here we go. Green flag is out for the Zach Fritz Daytona. 126. Robert Hooligan gets a pretty decent start. Actually, the whole inside lane, for that matter, gets a nice little jump on the outside as Rick Sanchez quickly goes to third. Gets back to fourth. The 12 momentarily could have jumped down. Does not do that because of the 62 of Les Levy. He's going to close in that gap behind the 071 of Lowry. Next up, turn 2. This is where you usually see the shift of power, where the middle lane goes zoom past the outside. One car drops back a few spots. That's that gray and blue car of the number 99, Alex Giffen. Get off into turn number 3, and the 5 takes the lead just like that.
Yeah, that momentum shift to that higher lane is usually the go-to here. Going through corner, usually that inside lane's got the momentum, but once those wheels straighten out and the input goes down, that high line usually has everything. Right now, Zach Fritz giving the pushes to the 5 of Rick Sanchez. The Rick Rat Pack out there in full swing. We seen Belva Feltz had already commented while we were on our splash screen, ready to see, in their words, ready to rumble for this race. That was Belva's exact words, and I love it. High side starting to build momentum. Sanchez not quite clear yet. Hooligan still holding that inside line. He's got Adam Kilday in there again. Kilday also playoff driver, sitting second in the standings right now. Looking pretty solid right now, Jeremy.
Turn 3, lap 1, the 17 was questioning why Nathan Warren was already going 3 wide. This man's not wasting any time in the back of the field. Here he goes 3 wide once more, all by himself. The 16 not playing the patient card, but he's going to find the wall glue card. Slaps the wall 1, 2, 3 times as Rothery tries to get to the back bumper of him to get him propelled once more. But Nathan trying everything to get this race going on that third lane. But Dustin, what does he have to lose? Absolutely nothing. So he's just out there trying to have the most fun possible, as they're still kind of 3 wide in the back here.
Yeah, Workman went from downtown to all the way to uptown as he went from inside straight to that third lane, and now they settle in the second. But I feel it's too early right now. We're only working lap 4 of 70. We still got green flag pit stops to worry about to get us to the end of stage 1. It's just a little too early. And while we were watching that 3 wide battle, Zach Fritz was able to push the 5 of Sanchez clear of the 126 of Robert Hooligan. And Sanchez drops down. Now Sanchez controlling the inside lane. Zach Fritz, who is on the outside. He is under the cut line, knows and understands the assignment, Jeremy, and is putting himself leading that middle lane. As that third lane starting to come in already, as we got Andy Briganti up there. Workman was up there. He dropped down, and Nate Warren in that 16 coming up.
Yeah, they're making a decent amount of moves here. Zach Workman in the 19 already up 11 positions right in the middle of this 3 wide. That Instacart Ford Mustang wreck. 3, 4 car. Sean McKira gets turned from the outside down to the inside, crosses over the 3 wide section. Strong hook from the number 9 in the middle row. Dwayne Corbett just drifts up the track and cleans the clock at the 71. Here we go, Nerd TV replay. Watch the number 9 just without hesitation. Does not see Sean McKira and just cleans him out.
Yeah, he does. That was just a bad situational awareness on that one there. But I mean, it's happened to all of us, Jeremy, where you try to time it because you do not want to lose any momentum, so you try to time it as best as possible, and just was not clear. Ended up clipping the 71 of Sean McKira. It's going to send McKira around. We had a number of other drivers in there. I seen Les Levy was involved in that one as well. Oh, man, Les Levy just got pile drive there.
Yeah, he just got blindsided from the top as they washed down, and that was all she wrote there. So you're taking a look from a little bit more wider angled shot. And there's the wreck. See a couple cars. Quick avoidance to go deep down. Oh, there's
Oh,
the.
was that Chris Jordan? I think that was Chris Jordan that just cleaned out the 62. I mean, Chris had absolutely nowhere to go on that one there. I mean, it happened right in front of him, and I mean, he had cars high and cars low.
You'd have to kick that one back. I'm not too sure. Need to get one more angle of the pop-up contact there on the front straightaway.
I'm thinking it was Chris Jordan here. We're going to find out real quick. It was not Chris Jordan. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Someone a little bit further up. He must have had some type of SDK notification saying otherwise. Take another look here.
Scott Wise. That's who it was.
Wise and a
Oh,
31.
what a pop-up. Jeez.
With
Right
the
in front of
Toyota
Jeff
nose
Crosby
plow.
Sr., last week's third place finisher, found himself on the Nerd TV podium. All that happening right in front of him.
Yeah, man, absolutely. As they, most of the drivers head down pit road to get fuel. Of course, they are around about 14 to 16 laps roughly on a full fuel run. So we're already on lap 7. I'd expect every single driver to be servicing their car. Now when it gets close to the halfway mark to the stage, so around like 17 or lap 18, you might not see somebody pit to stretch the fuel for track position. That is a thing. It happens quite often. But right now there's no chance of making it. So everyone down pit road cycling back onto the racing surface. We're going to shout out iRacingIFlag.com while we're doing such. So Jeff, hopefully you're listening here. Custom 3D printed case and unit itself with 64 LEDs to display all the iRacing notifications in a bright, beautiful fashion. Right in front of you, no matter if it's attached to a sim rig or just mounted on the desk or in the center of your monitor. Who cares? Wherever you want to put it, it's going to work great. 3 different brightness settings and pretty easy, straightforward interface. You can get that at iRacingIFlag.com.
And you are going to need those brightness settings because when they say bright and vibrant on the high setting, Jeremy, you could probably signal the space station from your backyard. Just saying. It's pretty bright.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Not kidding. We run it. We've ran it for years at this point. I don't know exactly how many years, but it's great. It's actually more beneficial to use it for our endurance races, the 6, 12, and 24 hours.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes you just get tunnel vision, right? You're trying to hit 13, 14 different corner marks in one lap, and you're not paying attention to that little flag that displays in the upper left-hand corner of the UI. So this unit drastically helps that portion out.
It does not drastically help getting completely railroaded by a GTP, though.
Yeah.
Not that we've been in that situation, being the GT3 that's just getting decimated, but it does help. Like I said, I mean, having those notifications like that, and especially on draft tracks like this here, it will display an arrow up there the entire time somebody is high or low. So as long as there's an arrow there, you know that person is somewhere on your inside. Once that arrow disappears, yeah, you're good to go at that point in time. So, especially for the OP guys over here, a unit like that, definitely worth it.
100%. And iRacing iDash is coming hopefully very soon. Just got some supplier, whatever you want to call it, to get out of the way. But once he figures that out and gets them produced, it'll be live on the website. So keep the website booked on your bookmarks, even if it's just the other tab. It doesn't matter. Keep them bookmarked. And we're almost going back to green flag. Looks like Anthony English, Zach Fritsch will lead the charge this time around. Sanchez and Everett Lane, second row. Dustin, what's his 24 going to get his first win? He's always up at the front. He just cannot close the race out in P1. Can tonight be the night? He's got so many chances, or he's had so many chances of doing so.
Yeah, and it could happen at any time. I mean, the competition level over here is, we can't say it enough. I mean, the competition it's tough. So to get a win over here is definitely not a short feat at all, and it's something to be happy about as we go back to green flag inside line. Good start there by the 44 of Anthony English, 5 of Rick Sanchez. They completely clear the top line. They can go any line that they want at this point in time. Right now, Hooligan, Fritz side by side for that third position, currently held a little bit to the 126 of Hooligan.
That was a great inside launch there. Able to maintain through turn 2, but watch this second lane momentum with the 12, 24, 43 as they get door to door with English. Clears the 44's nose into turn 3. Sanchez now has to stay full throttle to get English to lead this lap. Fritz almost looked like he wanted to go to the bottom. Has a chance to do so. Stays to the top. Caution's out as the 12 is going to lead this lap for the 5th lead change tonight. Pile up in turn 4, Dustin, involving our playoff driver, Mark Mann.
Oh, and it looks like Jimmy Reynolds got a piece of it as well. We're going to take a look and see. I don't know if he got a piece of it or if he just went off track. He's trying to come. Oh, no. No. He got into the back of his boy, Hunter Reynolds there. Didn't look too bad, Jeremy. Like I said, Mark Mann doesn't have a lot to worry about. He's already punched his ticket. He's already locked in. He's good to go. Jimmy Reynolds, on the other hand, has got to have a good, solid race. And this happened in front of the 04 of Mark Mann. That's going to be the 388 of Douglas Johnson there. And then it's going to be... who's in this? 76.
Give me a little rewind of this wreck here. 76 is Scott Warren.
Okay.
All right, go back to the 76. That was a great camera angle he had. Just want to see the contact from this camera angle. It's the same one I'm looking at. Now back it up a little more. And is that not going to rotate to the other camera? Nope. But there was probably 6-7 inches of blank space in between these cars. So I don't think Douglas was coming down at all.
Oh, yeah, you can see the space right here. There's space for days. There's at least a foot to a foot and a half of space in between there, just based on the side panel and the front splitter between Scott Warren and Douglas Johnson there. And, folks, that's only going to get worse after the big update coming next week. So the championship race might be a fun one.
That's what we call mechanical failures here on iRacing. As you can't have a broken suspension or a wheel, but you sure can have a hitbox that grows and shrinks as the race just proceeds forward. But guys are exiting out pit road. We're going to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be right back for the drop of the green flag for the 3rd time tonight.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pear.
And back to full screen here. Pace car is down. And 3, 2, 1. Green flag is back in the air for the third time. Resuming this race on lap 13 of scheduled 70. Reminder, stage break is at the conclusion of lap 35, or if there is a caution within 5 laps from that time frame, so lap 31 and on, at any time, caution could come out and stage would end. Here's the 12 and the 24 leading the charge on this particular restart. Clean through the gearbox. The exits turn 2 nice and easy like they have been doing all night long, except for a little bit more single file formation early on this one, Dustin.
Yeah, a lot of people lining up on that inside. You've got about 12 to 14 cars on the top there, about 12 or so. But right now, Zach Fritsch really leading the way, though. Big pushes from the 126 of Robert Hooligan. But, Jeremy, you got to think that pit stops to make the end of stage are going to be coming up here pretty quick. And if they can stay green, most of the incidents that have taken place have been further back. I mean, even the one that involved Sean McCara in the 71, that was outside the top 10. So as it sits right now, top 10 seems to be the safe place. These drivers giving room, not being super aggressive with the bumps, giving space in the corners, bumping down the straights where the cars are as steady and as stable as possible. And right now, the 24 getting big pushes from Jeff Crosby Jr.
Yeah, pretty solid pushes so far, both inside and outside lane, coming up to the start-finish line to complete lap 14. Zach Fritsch leading the most laps tonight. He's going to lead this one as well, as Everett Lane can possibly put himself in a spot to lead a lap if Crosby Jr. can get the 24 there. Decent run through turn 1. Drops off a little bit through turn 2 as they have to let go of the 24, which also has a little bit of right rear damage pushed on the back bumper of the 20. Oh, Crosby Jr. makes a sharp cut to the bottom, sees the gap. That's going to ruin the momentum temporarily.
Oh, yeah, that high side is going to drop back a little bit. It's going to take time for the 36 of Stephen Luttrell to get closed up and get that momentum built back up. Now you got Everett Lane, Stephen Luttrell, and Andrew Schroeder on that top side, and then you got a little space as it goes a little further back before you get to the 43 at Dana Shepard. He's up there on that high side. Remember, he's a driver that is just on the outside of that cut line, just like the 12 of Zach Fritsch. So these two drivers, they understand the assignment. They know what they need to do, and that's what they're trying to do tonight.
The inside still has a decent run on the bottom of turn 2. 24 and the 36. As William Luttrell is rooting on Stephen Luttrell, who's now second on the outside lane after Crosby Jr. went down to the inside a lap ago, is trying to get Everett to the race lead. But this is kind of an odd situation, Dustin. Either this pack of cars on the top just they don't work well together, or something's just a miscue on the outside, because the inside, for whatever reason, is doing so much better at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean it is. I mean it depends on your leader, depends on the pusher, depends on temperature management as well. But that high side is struggling, which is odd because that high side is usually your rotation line. Usually that front car on that high side will get pushed clear, drop down, and it'll just be a carousel. But right now, that inside line holding strong right now. Zach Fritsch, big pushes from Robert Hooligan in the 126, and Jeff Crosby Jr. third in line there. But as I say that, 24 of Everett Lane starting to close in almost neck and neck with the 12 of Fritsch.
As we're crossing the line here, does he get a lap? No. Zach Fritsch still continuing to lead the charges. Some talks about 3 wide in the back pack. Again, starting to loom as we're on lap 18, Dustin. Don't be surprised if we see some of these guys on the bottom come down for their final pit stop this time. I still don't think they can make it, even though they just restarted a few laps ago. So this is that window. Who's going to do it? Who doesn't? This is where it gets fun because sometimes you'll see the guys try to stay out or slow down, stretch the fuel. Some will just pack up in a herd, go early and get it out of the way. It's always a big difference in strategies. And here we go. All the inside, for the most part, coming down pit road.
Yeah, pit road going to get busy. We expected this. Looks like a clean entry by this pack here. About 10 cars coming down this time. Zach Fritsch, Crosby Jr., Kilday, McCara, Guerrero, Nathan Warren, Zach Workman, and Crosby Sr. all coming down this time. That's going to put Robert Hooligan leading the rest of this pack with Andrew Schroeder behind him. Dana Shepard third in line there on that inside, and Everett Lane side by side with third place on that high side. I would expect pit road to get busy again. Expect another pack coming down this time, Jeremy.
Yeah, looking for any pit penalties on this transaction, and I don't see any. Mark Mann was down to get some damage repaired outside of that. I think everyone was clean on that stop, and here comes about 3 or 4 cars this time around. 3 cars. It's going to be Dana Shepard, the 84 McNeese, and the number 9 of Dwayne Corbett. And that's not going to work. That's going to be 3 versus about 10 cars. We'll see how that cycles through.
Well, it all depends on how quick you get on and off pit road. Some drivers are more conservative on their approach. I'm one that I usually try to cut it right at the line, so I'm at pit road speed right at the line. Try to maximize the amount of time you can make up, and if you do that, a single car, I did it on Monday in the trucks. I came in essentially by myself, came off by myself, and I was able to maintain with the 2 packs that pitted the prior 2 laps. So it's all about entry and exit, hitting your marks, and it gets tough.
Yeah, absolutely can. These guys have so much practice at it, but at the same token, you don't plan to maybe be on the outside at one point in the race whenever you plan to be on the inside, and when you get mentally messed up, it's hard to kind of figure out who you're going to draft with until you get to the main pack and find your actual buddies, because you can get split up. And then you don't know how they draft. You don't know their timing, so it can be a little tricky, a little volatile on that end of things. Lap 21, about to complete lap 21 this time around. So it's going to be 9 laps to go before the potential end of stage, pending caution, of course. 126, Robert Hooligan back to the race lead as they cycle through.
Yeah, back to the race lead right now. And Jeremy, these guys if they can make it on fuel to the start of lap 31, meaning that if a caution comes out, that is stage. That might be what they're hoping on. You know, that's a strategy we've seen pay off before. Drivers stay out. They can make it to lap, say, 32, 33, but they can't make it to the end, so they're just kind of hoping that a caution comes out within that 5-lap margin, and they can steal away a stage win. So strategy still does happen, even at these big restrictor plate races here at Daytona and Talladega and IRSS. It still does take a factor.
Yeah, 100% here. Lap 23 now underway. Dustin, this is the fewest amount of leaders I've seen in an OP ButtKicker Grand National race ever. We've only had 4 leaders to my knowledge, which is Sanchez, Hooligan, Fritsch, and English. Everybody else has been second place or worse. Usually at this point in the race, I have about, what, 8, 9 different leaders. I've only had 6 or 7 lead changes. That first place has been very calm in comparison to most others. That doesn't mean the race behind him, though, has been calm.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's an accurate statement. Something else we got to remember too, Jeremy, is in order to finish first, you first must finish
no
the
way.
race.
No, I don't believe you.
I know. So some of these drivers, especially playoff ones, they know and understand that. So for the time being, they may be given a little extra space, maybe a little bit more cautious until they get closer to that, 20 to go, 15 laps to go in the race. And then it's going to be the second stage of this race, Jeremy, is going to be a completely different race than what we have watched in the current 24 laps that we pulled.
This will be very fun. A lot of these guys, remember, have not pitted. We still need to find pit road in the next 11 laps, which will be now till the stage end on lap 35. Quite curious how this will play out, as only 4 cars on the outside, everybody else really spaced out for the most part on the inside lane. So that tells me either A, they're being very conservative. Oh, 3 wide, never mind, no more conservativeness. Here comes the 26. Gonna just push himself right up in the middle here. Mr. Reynolds himself clears the 78. A little advancement in position there, 26 and 36, hold road number 3.
Yeah, and he's going for a right now he is the first car 1 lap down, that being the 26. As well, he was blue on my screen. Now he's no longer blue on my screen. But some of these drivers, they've been involved in some. Oh man, Everett Lane shifted from mid down to low and overshot it. Went down to the apron, but was able to bring it back up. That is, yeah, you do not want to do that, sir. not at this stage in the race. We're working lap 26 right now, Jeremy. We are 5 laps away from locking in the stage, meaning whatever flag comes out at that point in time, whether it's a true natural caution or a competition caution, that will end stage.
Single file all the way through the field here. Not a single. Oh, never mind.
Everett Lane.
Bold choice. No partners. And this is kind of what I talked about 5 laps ago. If your strategy gets mixed up, you don't have your draft partners. These guys are in different Discord channels, so they're not actively communicating to every single driver out here. So he does not have any idea who's pitting. So he's just going to take the chance, and all by himself, he goes on the late cut. I don't think there was a penalty had by the 24.
That would explain.
Why is I hear pitting?
That would explain his hard cut from the mid lane down to the low lane at the exact moment he's seen the opening. So that makes sense on why he made that cut. He had to get down to that inside lane to pit. Is here we go. Got about 5 cars coming in this time. Hooligan, Schroeder, Luttrell, Lockwood, and Scott Warren all coming your way, Jeremy.
Yep. Some of the top guys here tonight down pit road right now. Eric Lowry is your 5th different leader amongst 7 lead changes, and just a slight miscue, Thomas Lockwood.
That's going to be costly.
Possibly, yeah, he's almost, if not will, lose the draft. 1 second, Dustin, as we know, with super speed racing, you draft. If you're within 1 second, back it down. Caution is at lap 28. This is not stage end, but this is going to hurt the 13 there, Andy Briganti. Damage across that car.
Yeah, and that was a 3 wide situation that was taking place. Again, I mean, you got Eric Lowry, you got was it Andy Briganti that was up on that top side, Derek Donna in the center, And they go into the corner, and looks like Donna drifted up. But look at the space and net code between the 215 and the 13, Jeremy. That is just, like you said, I think you said it best. I mean, we're still in our infancy here. We've only had 17 years. So, I mean, give us another 10, and, this might be a thing of the past here. But look, right there, contact is made. Look at that. Look at that.
Definitely net code. But I'm going to give the benefit of doubt to the simulation that we're calling on, because the 215 was actively still driving up the track as the contact was had, but that still doesn't explain why there was space between the two bumpers. And Derek Donna did come on the radio, and he said, I don't know what just happened, but I will take that blame. I guess iRacing sometimes has... this is unconfirmed, of course, but I feel like there is an anticipation code. If it sees a car move up the track, maybe it just says, hey, there will be contact, even though there might not be, and it full sent them.
And Rick Sanchez gets a piece of this one right there. Just a little skim. Looks like he's going to be all right, but, man, talk about a close call.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Caution. For the third time tonight on lap 28. And, we're going to restack them. We got about, 4 laps to go, 5 to go when we get the green flag. So this will be a very, very entertaining little short race before the halfway mark. But before we get there, we're going to thank another one of our partners. And haven't shouted them out in forever, but Boozy Jerky. If you have not tried their flavors, they have quite a few of them out there. They've sponsored a 38 in NASCAR a couple of times throughout the past 5 years. So if you're looking to try some new beer or liquor infused beef jerky, this would probably be the best time to do so. But you're gonna head to Boozy Jerky. So good. Yeah, there's the mango one. That's a very spicy one. Then you have some sweet ones, and then you got some in between. I think, Dustin, you said your favorite was the cracked pepper because you're a pepperholic.
Yep. Peppered stout all the way.
Yeah, I think the pineapple one. I'm drawing a blank on the pineapple one, but that one was my favorite. And I know Steve from Nerd TV and Nerded Esports, he's in love with the whiskey one, or bourbon rather, But I'm not a fan of that one, but I like all the other ones. They're very good, very tasty. And you can get them at Amazon. You can get them at, of course, the website at Boozy Jerky, and you can also get them at Total Wine if you got one near you.
Yeah, and use promo code Nerditudes if you happen to order that from boozyjerky.com. We'll save you a little bit on your checkout price there as well. Again, that's only through the website at boozyjerky.com. And it's the only promo code that's different than all the rest. Every other promo code we have with our partners is all super nerd because nerds are super. But Boozy had to be special. They said, nah, fam, we're going straight nerditudes. I'm like, okay.
Speaking of super nerd, I dropped my car off at Ford today. My wife was like, you should bring the Nintendo Switch for the waiting room. And I was like, you want me to sit there with a Pokemon-themed Switch for multiple hours in the Ford? I was like, I'm okay on that one. Thankfully, I was able to get a ride home quick, but yeah, it's been kind of fun, right? Just sitting there in the lobby in a pink and red or a purple and red style Switch, just gaming up some whatever you got on your console.
Hey, man, we're nerds. Well, we do it wherever. It don't matter. It don't matter. And yes, Belva, everyone has blessing for each other. And yes, it's both of the last couple instances we've seen have involved netcode. The 215 of Derek Donna was coming up on that one there, but there was a lot of netcode. But I agree. There's a lot of give and take. They're being smart with their bumps and smart with the pressure and everything else. So it's a good feel. It is, but I have a feeling that is not going to last after we complete stage 1.
Look at Stephen Luttrell actively driving the car and says, "We."
Pulling a
from the keypad.
Keselowski. All right.
Yeah, keeping the phone in the car, in his virtual cup holder, in the cockpit of his Ford Mustang.
While he's
Let's see
running
if I can
P3, mind you. P3.
Talents only a virtual driver will know about. Here we go. Pace car down. Lap 32 going to be underway. 4 laps to go till stage end officially. And the 44 out all by his lonesome. Dustin, we know that's not going to typically bode well for the guy who does that. But here we go. Does the 48 go high? He thought about it. Does not. So 3 Fords are going to follow the 1 Chevy.
Yeah, Stephen Luttrell jumps up in front of Robert Hooligan. And again, that was a very lax start. I mean, it was just discombobulated from the get-go. 48er Schroeder. Oh, no. Bump from Crosby Jr. sends the 44 up into the 48, Jeremy. And no caution yet, but we have massive pileup. No way. There it is. That will be stage.
Admin throwing caution. And it's going to go to Jeff Crosby Jr., leader at the time of the yellow flag. The 33 will get stage, who is the person who delivers the bad bump to Anthony English at the same token. So that'll be a fun conversation to be had. And when you go to the No TV replay to take a look, it was just a nice closure rate, unaccounted for with an offset push. Almost. It was almost perfectly squared, but there was a little downward turn. Actually, you know what? Can we get an angle on the 71 of Sean McCara? I think maybe 71 pushed the 33 into the 44. And if that's the case, that explains why there was an abrupt downward turn by Jeff Crosby Jr.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
I think this might explain this caution, because I don't think that bump from the 33 alone was going to do it. I think McCara was probably the perpetrator in here.
And of course, with where they're located at, not a good side profile angle.
Now we're going to maybe a cockpit or roof. Here we go.
Yep, right there was the bump. That's exactly what it was. It was a bump that sent Crosby Jr. down and that's what propelled him into the 44 on an offset bump. Oh, man. All right, Jeff, I apologize. Did not catch that. Eagle-Eye Jeremy Stanley seen that offset there. And then you see Luttrell gets involved in that one. Obviously, Schroeder gets involved in that as well. So a lot of 78 of Chris Jordan involved. A lot of drivers involved in this one here.
Mr. Loxton, producer, is getting text messages from the chats I'm not seeing. So it's twice now. If he's called a text, I don't see. But as you see, continuing. Oh man, look at that! Just
jeez.
Late destruction to the door panel of the 78. Mr.
Oh, and the Jimmy Reynolds. No, Jimmy, that's not what Jimmy needed on that one there. Oh man,
it's just flopping.
Jeez.
That's the biggest wreck of the night here on lap 32.
It is, and that's it's not looking good for the 17 right now. His luck has got to turn around if he wants a chance at that. And this is not it's not looking promising right now. That's two incidents he's been involved in. First one, it was at the conclusion of it. He got in the back of Hunter Reynolds a little bit, but probably repairable damage on pit road. This one here, I don't know, Jeremy. That was a pretty hard hit.
That was a hard hit. Dustin, these guys are out of pit road. We got a stage winner to talk to. Let's bring him on in. Driver the number 33. Skull. Ford Mustang. Mr. Jeff Crosby Jr. What's going on, man? Congrats on the stage.
Hey, guys. What's up? Thank you.
Yeah, I know that wreck wasn't your fault, so, there was just a bad bump from the 71 into you that shoved to 44, so that was understood. But this race, I've kind of notated it a little bit. The lack of lead changes compared to most races on Wednesdays is drastically lower than average. Why do you think that is?
And these cars are just very stagnant. They're just not going to move anywhere. They overheat pretty easily, and I also think that a lot of these playoff guys are trying to stay patient. They want to save their car for the end. So it's a fun car. It's definitely tough just to stay patient. We're probably going to see the same thing here. Probably see a lot of fuel saving too this next stint.
Well, you're on the bubble. This playoff point helps drastically. Um, what do you think you're going to do to keep that car clean and get yourself in the round of 4? You have a 4-point advantage coming in, but we know this is super speedways, and anything can go south in a hurry. So what's your mindset? Same old, or do you got a little different thing for stage 2?
Yeah, just stay patient. Same old, pretty much. Kind of see where the guys are at with the next, probably with the last 5 laps, and trying to make my move then, just so I can stay in front of the people that are close to me on points. I kind of got an idea, so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it.
All right, man. Get back to it, and possibly we'll talk to you at the end of lap 70.
Sounds good. That's the goal.
Yes, sir. Get to it.
This man says he's going to stay patient, knowing that he is on the bubble. And Jeremy, if anybody is hungry for a Wednesday ButtKicker Grand National Series Championship, it's that guy. He wants that three-peat beyond belief. Definitely a driver to keep your eye on to make it to that championship for. If I was a betting man, obviously Mark Mann, that's an easy bet because he's already locked in. I would definitely bet it on the 33 to be one of the other 3 drivers that are locked in for sure.
Well, if I do recall a week or 2 ago, I think Crosby Sr. was the one who said, I'm getting more aggressive. And it's working for him. And so you got to think that Crosby Jr. is going to maybe feed off that energy a little bit. So for him to stay patient, I don't see that happening with about 10 laps to go or fewer. So we'll see how that turns out. This pace car should be dipping down this time. Alex Giffen, car number 99, going to be leading the charge to the green flag. He is our 10th lead change amongst 7 different drivers. Stage 2 underway. Green flag. Is that what a start between the 85 and the 99?
Yeah, Giffen gets a really good start on that one. 85 kill day, also good start. And now they're going to try to stay nose to tail there. Good call by Kilday. Thought about going high. Thought better of it. They got to get the speed up so that delta difference between them and this pack back here isn't as bad as what it could be. Zach Fritsch, big pushes from Hooligan right now. They're catching up to the tailgate. 12, Fritsch goes high. Hooligan stays low right now. That's going to put Fritsch with the 76 of Scott Warren on that top side. Giffen still leads the inside with 85 of Kilday pushing.
Good run on the outside right now, challenging the 99. Just not enough power, I do believe, this time around. Side draft in effect. Can be close. But 99 Giffen does lead this lap here. So we got about 7 cars on the top as a few more are starting to close in. Everybody else continues to be on the bottom into turn 1, turn 2, lap 37 for the Zach Fritsch at Daytona. A little bit past the halfway mark. If they go green flag to checker, they got 1 to 2 mandatory pit stops. But if you're an average person of all numbers, I don't expect that green flag pit stop to happen anymore.
Yeah, these guys are going to be pushing it hard. Talk about pushing it hard. Workman tries the outside, but doing it solo. Got up to the side panel, the 9 of Dwayne Corbett, but then just lost all steam, Jeremy, and he's fallen back. The only thing that can help him is side draft, and if those lines have to check up to stay out of the car in front of him, but with as much space as what there is, Jeremy, I just do not see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. 19, Workman, he's gonna work that third lane. The driver who wants to go out there and have some fun, trying everything he can here to get that outside lane going once more. We've seen the 19, the 16 teammates from the past and present have been doing this. And quickly falls back to 2x2 at the line this time. Not going to be Alex this time. It'll be by a 7/1000th of a second. Welcome the 076 of Scott Warren to the race lead. Oh, quick cross to the 12.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a quick move. It little bit of a offset bump there from the 99 of Giffen. Kind of got the 12 of Zach Fritsch a little out of sorts. Oh, door contact between Giffen and Crosby Jr. as he's got a little wobble, but that kind of killed the momentum of the 12 there, and that's what helped the 76 propel up. But now you got the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., you got the 038 of Thomas Lockwood on the top side, and then Dana Shepard up there as well. 99 of Giffen peeling off. He did not pit, so he's coming down. That is going to relinquish that position to the next in line. Oh, no. Contact Lockwood. That's going to send Robert Hooligan flying to the inside. And, big topple out of the 126. Single car incident, no caution. And that is costly, Jeremy. He is probably going to have to tow on that one. And tow he does.
They called out on the radio, single car wreck. I beg to differ. This was a collaboration of 3 cars. Dana Shepard's going to be the bad bump.
Well,
to the 38 of
there was a
Lockwood.
huge checkup. There, you seen the backfire come out of the 38 of Lockwood as he was closing in on Crosby, and right there, big backfire. So it was a huge check, and the 43. Oh man, the impact on that inside wall, Jesus.
That's insane. That impact to the inside wall there. Is that the only spot that doesn't have a safer barrier?
Yeah.
Just launched them up way in the air.
Yeah.
You'd think the track would be fully covered in them in this time, but nope, there's one more spot to be patched up, and that is it for Hooligan, as he is disconnected from the session. The guy who started up front will finish almost dead last. But back to the race lead, 12:33 duking out. Zach Fritz did lead that last time as your 12th different lead change. Could go to the 33, and it will. Possibly. It does. Back to the lead, 33.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it's that's the thing with these cars, too. Sometimes these runs can come out of nowhere. If the 33 of Crosby Jr. was kind of backing off to give him his front nose a little bit more air, at the same time Lockwood was closing in, there was backfire, Jeremy. And the only time that you see backfire coming out of those is if you're shifting through gears or if you're full throttle and you completely get out of the throttle, you're going to see that backfire. And, I mean, that's what happens. But where our third line's starting to come in, Zach Workman's got some friends up there. 48 Andrew Schroeder, 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Driver that is in a must-win situation. Now making this thing 3 wide, Jeremy. And we got ourselves a race.
And a new leader. Zach Workman takes the lead for the first time tonight on the outside. Just took a couple friends with him and bolted to the front. The 76... Oh, hold on. There might be a wreck. There is a wreck right behind him. Caution's going to come out on this one. Lap 43. Sean McCara, Andy Bigranti. These guys have already been in wrecks. Oh, Everett Lane just takes out the 76 as well. Scott Marin, for some reason, Dustin, there was a massive check on the center lane, rather, and they could not let go of one another. There we go, in your TV replay. McCara slows down a little bit here from the 33.
A lot. Look at that space gap. A huge amount.
76, the 15. They can't do enough lifting. It almost looks like he blew the engine. But I didn't see the puff of smoke, so I'm not too sure. And then he crosses over to the 84, back into the 13. We're going to involve Crosby Sr.
76.
29.
Yep, the 76, the 29, Everett Lane, Eric Lowry. Sanchez gets a piece of that as well, gets in the back of Eric Lowry. Man, we're going to back this up because that was a huge let-off. Just a huge let-off.
See if we can get a sound coming off of this. I'm not too sure.
Is he out of gas?
The RPM gauge is actually stuttering, yeah.
Yeah.
That's odd. How did he run out of gas? He pitted less than 10 laps ago. Did he not take fuel on his pit stop and then forget about it? It's possible.
I mean, it's possible. That's the only time that I see that thing stutter. Because if it was, if it overheated and just grenaded, that tack would just go straight down, pew, all the way down to the bottom. But this thing, it's stuttering about 1,000 RPM right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something definitely happened with the 71 of Sean McCara to have him slow up that much, almost like a fuel issue. low on fuel. He was down to what was left in the actual fuel lines, and that was it. But I mean, he's able to sit here and get going, Jeremy. So
Stuttering,
yeah, it's still stuttering.
What's right on board this whole time? We got some time here. Does he run out? Yeah, you would think this is engine damage. He's gonna run out of fuel at any moment if it's fuel related. I just want to see. We don't usually do this and a full ride along, but the gauges look fine to us, and everything's normal temp. At least on my end. I know this replay doesn't show it, but still tacking out. I don't know. You'd think you'd be out of fuel at this point. This is bizarre. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it fuel related? It can't be a grenade. Very strange.
I mean, and he was maintaining draft too. So, I mean, as far as engine damage, because he did get, into an incident earlier in the race, so maybe it could have done some damage to the engine. And it's just the engine's starting to expire, but I don't know. That's just, and that engine just fully, nope. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was an engine or fuel, man. That is just, that's wild. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. In all the years we've been racing iRacing like that, I have not seen that RPM gauge just stutter about 1,000 RPM out of nowhere. No rhyme, no reason, nothing.
Nothing. We're going to go picture-in-picture real quick for this next lap before the green flag. We'll be right back for the resuming of this race on lap 47.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here.
Sorry, Boozy Jerky Guy. We are going back to green flag. Pace car down. Zach Fritz, again, leading this race. He and a couple others have probably basically tied leading the most laps here tonight. Who's doing this race with 24 laps remaining in the Zach Fritz at New Daytona. Good start here. Through the gears, all set there. Very clean start amongst the top four who just remain bumper locked. Now we got the 84, Len McNeese, he's now up in there. Schroeder's up pretty high up on the inside lane this time, usually been up on the outside. Very good start.
Yeah, very good start. And your front four right now, Fritch, Crosby Jr., Kilday, and Guerrero are all playoff drivers, Jeremy, putting themselves in a good spot right now. 24 laps to go. 23 as they cross the line this time, Jeremy. They're going to have to pit one more time in order to make it to the end. If it goes all the way to a green flag pit stop. But some of these drivers putting themselves in good position. Some of your other notable playoff drivers, Dana Shepard in 11th right now. He's running good. Mark Mann is already locked in. He's in 16th. Jimmy Reynolds is in 21st, was involved in that last incident as well. So, again, playoff drivers putting themselves exactly where they need to be at this point in time. But, Jeremy, we know it's going to get crazy as you see the 16, Nate Warren, taken to that third lane right now, trying it again, but just can't keep it off that wall, keep scraping that wall and loses all momentum he builds up.
Oh, wrecking the back. Alex Giffen, I think he blew an engine.
Yeah,
Caution is out on
he
lap
slowed
49.
way up. I just seen that out of nowhere, and that's what I kind of thought was expired engine as we're going to ride on board. Oh, was that a money shift? He is
that's
tacked.
Solid red.
He is tacked.
And just to let you know, the car RPM doesn't go past 8K. So if you're at 9K, you are downshifting. So that is a fourth to second sequential, or fourth to third if it's sequential or paddle, or fourth to second if you're H pattern. Either way, 99 toast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was, because these things chip. So you can, man, that's the worst feeling to money shift like that. And we had a discussion about this, Jeremy. You brought it up. You're like, why is it called money shifting when it's a bad scenario when it happens? And the reason for that is because the amount of money it costs in repairs. That's why it's called money shifting.
Yep. That's indeed true. No argument there. Lots of money, except on the virtual world, of course, which we don't care. There's the 26 shoves 99. He's already knows he's screwed.
Oh, man. Derek Donna just nowhere to go. The 99 was trying to get out of the way of the low line, and that midline had a heat of steam. 24 Everett Lane. Sanchez gets a piece of that as well. Man.
This is why Everett Lane just continues to have bad luck. Just something that's not his fault. I keep talking about every broadcast toward the beginning of how the 24 will eventually crack the code. But doesn't look like tonight might be the answer for Everett as we're coming down back to pit road. Dustin, we're going to be pitting with 20 to go. And thought you're going to have a faker there. Fritch, sorry. Not going to happen. Everyone comes down. They still can't make it, Dustin. So what do you think? We've seen this probably once or twice before to where they were going to go green flag, and then the very next lap, that same lap when they go green flag, they're going to come back down pit road and top off. I've seen it before. Why not? Because you're not fully up to speed on that lap, so you actually save some time by bringing back down pit road to start the race and to be there at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, it very well could be. I mean, to top off, you're probably, Crosby Jr. said it best when, we did the stage winner interview. There's probably going to be some drivers trying to do some fuel conservation, some fuel saving. So drivers that are out front are going to burn way more fuel. You might see drivers that are just going to tuck up and stay close to the driver in front of them because you can maintain that speed using, 75, 80% throttle, and you're gonna save laps of fuel that way. Honestly, Jeremy, I don't think it's gonna come down to that. We have seen two cautions by virtue of engine issues. We've seen the 99 at Giffen with the money shift, which led to an engine grenade. And then still boggles us. We talked about it during the picture-in-picture commercial break with our partners. Whatever happened to the 71? Something was going on motor-wise to sit here and be bouncing around 1,000 RPM from 8 to 7 like that. What it is, we don't know, but that was obviously an engine mechanical issue as well. So, and they're popping. You know, Crosby Jr. said it best. These things tend to overheat super easy compared to their truck or Gen 7 counterparts. So we might be seeing a little bit of that in action playing a role tonight.
And look at this. You know they're got to save every ounce of fuel when half the field is on the apron side, which is not allowed in the iRacing Esports official series event. But here at OP, that rule does not apply. And you can save fuel by clutching it on the apron, taking literally the shortest way around the track. And so, I mean, if they're trying to save now, I don't think they can go 19 laps and expect a green-white checkered attempt, possibly. That's too far out.
The green-white checkered, yes, too far out.
You gotta pit.
I mean, the
gotta
green-white checkered definitely too far out. But yeah, a lot of drivers taking that apron approach, shortest route around the track. I seen drivers like Vicente Guerrero. He had coasted all the way up past the leader. That tells me he was clutching it and killing the engine. That's something that Jeremy, you and I, and a lot of the nerdy sports drivers have done in fuel conservation. And the trick with fuel conservation is you have to start it immediately. The second you leave pits, you know that you need to try to stretch that fuel. You're already saving. That means when you're going up through the gears, when you leave your pit box, instantly to fourth gear, lowest gear, least amount of gas. When you're on the restart, you're not taking it all the way to the red line before you shift. You're not banging that chip because that's just burning more fuel. You're running the apron during pace laps. You're clutching it, killing the motor. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that these drivers have who are in this mode have already started doing.
You got it. That's how you do it. So, who's going to come down on the green flag lap to start this race? Back up again. They top off once more. Restarting 18 laps to go. That's when the drivers pitted the first time to open up the fuel window for the stage break. We'll see what happens. The 12 going to lead the 33, 85, 14 in the 84 to the green flag into turn number 1. Very even start from inside and outside. Looks like a lot of space between the 9 of Dwayne Corbett and 84 McNeese. This might allow the outside to get a little stronger run off turn 2.
Yeah, and I can tell you Vicente, what a save, held on to it. Wow, he had that death wobble coming out of turn 2 for sure. But if you are in fuel conservation mode right now, the two places you do not want to be are right where the 12 of Zach Fritsch and the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. are right now, because they are burning everything. And something else too, Jeremy, is some of these drivers want to risk it for the biscuit, and I stated it before, a win in OP, this competition is tough. It's a high valued stat to have, even if it's one, to put your name on that chart there. Some drivers might risk it if they're that close to it, and we've seen them completely slow up the race pace as well to not burn as much fuel. So instead of them hitting speeds of 192 mile an hour, they may only be topping off and holding the throttle back, and they may only be peaking out at about 185 mile an hour down the backstretch. So there's a number of different ways we can see this play out, but they have to get to that point first.
As you like to say, gotta be up there at the end to be able to finish first. And 3 wide mid-pack, Briganti in the middle. That's getting pretty racy with Latrell on the bottom. Here we go.
Vicente Guerrero. Oh, no. Was that Jimmy Reynolds again? And it was Jimmy Reynolds. Oh, man. I think
ever since the green flag flew, Guerrero just not having luck with that glitch off of turn 2, saving the car to this. Yep, Scott Wise, 31. 2 times now he's popped the car up in the midair.
Yep, Jimmy Reynolds loses a hood. That's pretty much going to seal the deal on Jimmy Reynolds' championship hopes on that one there. But man, we're going to back this up a little bit to see everything that transpired here. And as we're going, what happened here? So let off. So he was checking up. You see a lot of the backfire. 48 did not check up in time. Got in the back of him. Kilday went flying. Len McNeese got a little piece of that. But the biggest pieces are going to be right here. Scott Wise. Pop! Goes the back end. And then, here, let me just slam right on your hood there, Jimmy. We'll just add insult to injury. I feel for Jimmy. The guy has been in the wrong place at the wrong time every point this race.
Yeah, actually, going off what my replay shows, Dustin, maybe you can give this to the fans watching. Vicente Guerrero, engine expired. That's why the flame shot up the back for as long as it did.
Another engine issue. All right, well.
Watch the cockpit camera with the Oakley visor on and see what happens.
8,000, boom, right there, yep. And then nothing, no RPM, gone. So third caution due to engine malfunction or complications, Jeremy. Seems like Jeff Crosby Jr. was on it as far as the temperature. It is costly right now, not a good thing at all.
No, this was... not needed, like you said, for Jimmy Reynolds, who second time he's been hit hard. So his night's probably all but done for the playoffs and for tonight's race, at least on the competitive standpoint. So that's going to hurt. As we're now in our 8th caution, you got to wonder how many other playoff drivers have any sort of fast repair, or at least do they have anything left of their car? Let's kind of cycle through, Dustin, since we got another caution break here. Let's go ahead and go through the bubble drivers that could or could not make it. Sean McCara, 2nd place, car number 71. He is back right now, scored 28 plays.
Just got the lucky dog. He just ended up going around, so he's back on the lead lap.
So that could be the biggest lucky dog of his life. If he can make this 28th place turn into a top 10 and secure a playoff hope. And then we have Adam Kilday, car number 85. Much better position. He is P3 right now. So he's well above that cut at this time. Jeff Crosby Jr. Well, he's your race leader. He's looking very, very healthy to make it to the next race. Zach Fritsch, car number 12, our sponsor, also top 3. Look at you. All the bubble drivers stacked up on one another here. Dana Shepard, car number 43, doing pretty good, but this is going to definitely keep him out, being P8 at the moment. So we'll see how that works. And then, of course, the guy with the engine that just expired, but he did not have a chance unless he won the race, Vicente Guerrero, and also Jimmy Reynolds. And car 17, which Dustin is still on track. Believe it or not, the last guy who could win and get in has damage to the car, but he's still going to try.
Still going to try. Has damage to the car. At least he's got the hood, though. So, I mean, that's a plus. But
get it back. You found one.
The story is going to be these two right here, Jeremy. So, Crosby Jr., Zach Fritsch, they are FSR teammates. At least on the Monday side, and usually that transitions to other series offered here at OP as well. They tend to work together. This is a tough situation right now. They're racing each other for that last transfer spot. Currently held by the 33 of Crosby Jr. He's on the inside. Zach Fritsch is currently on the outside, wanting on the inside. So if they finish how they are right now, that means if Fritsch finishes behind Crosby Jr. Gets it. Zach Fritsch does not. If Zach Fritsch can take the win away from his FSR teammate, that is going to punch his ticket in, which means with Kilday being there, It's going to be a tough one. I mean, Crosby Jr. might still be able to stay in depending on where Sean McCara is at, because right now Sean McCara is slotted all the way back in 25th. That's a lot of points lost. That's 1 point per position. So that means that Sean McCara could be out, who is also an FSR driver as well. So FSR has 3 drivers trying to bid for this single transition spot in. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
This will be fun. I'm sure these guys are on high alert. They're going to try to do what they can to keep the top 3. They're so stacked up on their points, they can't separate too far, or else that might be the difference between in and out. 4 points, remember, separates that bubble spot. 19 and 15, so we'll see. Pace car's about to dip down. Who's going to get in? Who's not going to get in? We're going to have 13 laps to decide, actually 12 laps now to decide this thing when we hit the green flag. 3, 2, 1. Green flag. We're back to green flag racing, Dustin. And yeah, watch how chaotic this top 4 gets.
Yeah, and do you remember talking to a certain somebody about he was going to stay patient, and he might try to make a run for it with 5 laps to go, and this guy's been up front for like the last 12 laps. So, yeah, I didn't see that going too far, but right now we got some jumbling going on in the back, and that looks like the 9 of Dwayne Corbett into the wall a little bit as he gets shuffled up to the high side. They get it sorted out, but racing still fierce up here is the 12. Zach Fritsch does clear the 33 of Crosby Jr. That's going to leave Andrew Schroeder up there with Nate Warren. Nate Warren is up there, not a playoff driver, but he is an FSR team driver as well, Jeremy. So FSR trying to get their chess pieces all in line here to try to help the team out as much as possible. Sean McCara is still back in 26th. He's a driver that's in the playoffs right now in the top 4, but he has got to start making some moves. Otherwise, he might be the driver looking from the outside in.
Looks like Christopher Jordan, car 78, was on the outside wall in the front straightaway.
Oh!
That was a snake-like wreck. Cars all over the place. The 29 drives down into the 48 just for extra measures.
Oh, Sean McCara gets involved in that one too.
Yeah, McCara's going to get hit hard. So Schroeder, Anthony English gets involved in this one too. Let's see, is there any other playoff drivers that I know of? I don't think so. Scott Wise is involved. Dana Shepard, he barely makes it through. Does he actually get damaged? I don't think so. This might be a fun ride for the 43 after we watch the initial wreck here.
So this one here, I mean, that was just a long line of bumps. They were bumper locked. They were bumper locked for 3 to 4 cars, and it just 48 got a piece of that. Anthony English got a piece of that. 36 Luttrell got a piece of that. Looks like Les Levy got in it. Gary Bergeron got involved in it. 29 got involved in it as well.
Yeah, that was just 3 or 4 bumps in a row. I was wondering why they did an S-shaped formation down the back straightaway, and that was because all bumper locked.
Vicente Guerrero, who just got repaired, gets a piece of it. Eric Lowry gets a piece of it. Doug Johnson hard into the wall, and then that contact right there. That's
playoff driver and hopeful Dana Shepard does get involved in this one. It's only door damage, but he's got a guy who has that 4-point differential to get in. He's going to have to get a little repair done. So this is probably the major story right here is the 43 could be ending his night. We don't know yet. He clears the initial pileup. It's the wash back up because of physics and how it works. They're going to send the 29. How you doing?
Oh, almost had it cleared too. And then the front nose damage there a little bit too from the 388 of Doug Johnson. I mean, the damage doesn't look too terrible, but definitely going to have to get that repaired. So 2 playoff drivers as far as implications. It's going to be the 43, Dana Shepard, 71 of Sean McCara, both of them, and that's not going to be good. So, I mean, really the best scenario right now, and I'm pretty sure because these guys are in a team chat, is Zach Fritsch is going to be going for this win. The way that it sits right now, Sean McCara with damage, the way that he's on pit road right now in 22nd. If Fritsch can punch his ticket in with the win, 33 at Crosby Jr. should be in on points alone because McCara is going to fall out. That would leave your championship 4 being Mark Mann already punched in, Adam Kilday, who's currently running P3, Fritsch, and Crosby Jr. But it's Daytona, baby. We have seen crazier things happen, Jeremy, and as they say, it is not over until the fat lady sings.
You know, that's right. Absolutely true. As 9 cautions have now brought forth into this race for the second to final event of the 2025 season number 2. And we got 1 broadcast left for the season. Of course, the season finale next week, Talladega Trucks, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Be there. It's going to be a blast to watch. We won't have as many overheating issues as we have in the Xfinity side, but it's okay. It's still going to be just a crazy race to call and see who's going to be the champion next week, September 10th, for this OP Wednesday series. We should be getting the 1 to go signal this time, restarting this race with 7 to go. Top 5, Zach Fritsch, Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, Thomas Lockwood, and the aggressor, Mr. 15, Jeff Crosby Sr. They're going to file up here. And we'll take another stab at him, man. Sean McCara, P24, after getting that lucky dog with a little bit of nose damage. His race, his competitiveness, probably all but gone. So it's going to be down just a few drivers.
Yeah, a few drivers, a few laps to duke it out to see who we are going to be watching next week. I mean, obviously we're going to be watching all the drivers because any driver could win, but there's only 4 of them come next Wednesday. They're going to be going for the chip for this season's ButtKicker Grand National Series Championship.
As they get filed up here. Let's see. We got raceepi.com. Let's give them a shout out. We got a half a lap. I think we can get this one in. If you're looking to get victory lane like any one of these guys, or if you're a part of the Sunday Global Racing Series and you're looking for a new setup, look at these guys. Raceepi.com. I've tried quite a few setup companies throughout my time in iRacing. Some have been on edge loose but fast. Some have been very comfortable but slow. This group somehow figures out how to be fast and comfortable. So anyone can hop in and basically pick up a checkered flag for yourself. So head yourself to raceepi.com today. Pick your car, pick your track. You can subscribe. You can go individual week to week. Does not matter, whatever you want. Once again, raceepi.com. And here we go. Pace car down. Going for the green flag, potentially for the final time. Let's not have any more blow-ups, please. Here we go. Green flag, 12:33. Great start. Through third gear, no problem. The 17 of Reynolds already shifts up the track. Who else is going to make the quick moves, and who's going to go 3 wide?
Yeah, right now, your 2 leaders, 7 laps to go. Zach Fritsch on the inside, Adam Kilday, big pushes. A lot of space between Kilday and Crosby Sr., as right now you've got Crosby Jr. up there. You've got Lockwood, Nate Warren, and Harold Rothery up there on that high side. You got Derek Donna, 4th in line on that low side. And Jeremy, look at this. Jimmy Reynolds. Still up here pushing. Mark Mann up here on that high line. And Dana Shepard up there trying to get that 3rd line going. They understand the assignment. 7 laps to go. You got to build this run. Father-son tandem team leading that 3rd lane charge right now. Will they have enough time? We're going to find out in 6 laps.
I don't think Jimmy Reynolds has the car to lead the charge with the damage on the 17. But let's see if he can make me wrong on that assessment. Here goes a 16 to Warren. He's going to jump to the top. Mark Mann started this thing a lap and a half ago. and he's got a bunch of people with him. 36, Lockwood, or 38 rather, he's up there at the top.
Oh!
Contact!
Oh,
and there
no!
goes Junior Fritsch and all your playoff drivers. Good night. Right there.
Wow.
That was a very expensive wreck.
That's a very costly wreck
Yeah.
for
that's gonna hurt.
playoff implications. Wow.
Thomas Lockwood's going to come out with the race lead out of this one.
Let's
here we
see
go.
what
Shift
happened.
up. Yeah, just he shifted up. He got a little out of control, but he saves it. And then 33 pinches the 12. That was a bad bump from the 16, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, he's locked onto him there. There's the second tag. Yeah, it was just a, well, actually,
No,
it was the 18 bump and a 33.
That looked like it was, might have been a bump from Rothery there.
It could have been because the 33 shifted up top. Let's find out here. I got a good angle on my replay. Yeah, bad bump 18. Here we go. And
Oh,
bump.
man.
You have to lift. That's a 3 mile an hour delta. And that's not going to feel good to these soft bumpers at Xfinity. And you see how much damage that's going to ensue throughout the entire field.
Oh, and then Rothery comes down right into Dwayne Corbett. Hard impact there. Sanchez involved. Yeah, this is a huge, huge wreck. Look at the carnage. McCara involved in it. Looks like Derek Donna, Crosby Sr., Hunter Reynolds. Talked about Rothery, Eric Lowry, Dwayne Corbett. Man.
I want to know if you can go on board the Oakley visor cam on Les Levy. This is nothing racing related at all. I just want to, going through that wreck, I want to see if you can see his hood from the replay's perspective. Just because I want to bring a little entertainment to the people watching this race. As Michael Thorpe Sr. joins the chat. Welcome, Mr. Sunday, with Michael Thorpe Jr. just dominating recently, but here we go. Let's go full speed. I want to see if his hood goes into his cockpit, just for fun. That was kind of hilarious. Nope, not on your end, it didn't. On my end,
Nope.
it was like, it was just flowing with the wind in the center of the car. But nope, not such a good view on yours. I apologize for your waste of time. But I just figured it would be entertainment if it did.
So this shakes things up. Now, championship playoff drivers right now. Jeff Crosby Jr., highest running. Adam Kilday is next. Then you have to go down the list. Now, it's looking good for Sean McCara. Remember, he was involved in the incident, got the lucky dog back. He's now sitting top 10. Zach Fritsch is 2 positions behind him. So it's this is just Jimmy Reynolds in 16th. He was making a charge. So it is completely shaking everything up. Vicente Guerrero is not on the lead lap. His chances are, I mean, unless he can get lucky dog and have a rabbit's foot, lucky penny, you name it, lucky horseshoe, it's going to be a tough challenge for the 14. But from where we were at just 3 laps ago, Jeremy, the playoff implications have just skyrocketed.
Yeah, I kind of said watch out for the chaos in the top 4, and well, there was a chaotic moment. That goes from who's going to be 1 point out to now who can just drive their way to the front as fast as they can if they even have the car to do so. 1 lap to go. We're going to have 2 laps remaining in this race as we get a non-official green-white checkered restart. And we still will have 2 laps to go. And now here's your top 5. Way different from last time. It's going to be Thomas Lockwood, Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, Nathan Warren, and Derek Donna. So there's 2 playoff drivers within the top 7. And then Jimmy Reynolds falls back to 17th. So he's We're going to call him out. He needs to win this race. I don't think he can do it from 17th, but we've seen cars do it from 20th, so it's not completely out of the picture. See, Zach Fritsch fell back to 12th. I don't know, Dustin. He's the car in 5th place. It's not looking good for the 12.
Especially
Maybe
with
a final
Crosby,
lane.
especially with Crosby Jr. running 2nd and Sean McCara running 10th.
Yeah.
I mean, those two drivers were already up there in the top 4. He's got to win at this point in time in order to get in, because there's just not enough points to make that difference up. Not unless something happens to one of those two.
This will be fun. I have a feeling we're not going to be at 10 cautions when this is done. I feel like we're going to see 11. As Stephen Luttrell says, we no more. Careful who you mentioned that to, Mr. Luttrell. But it was fun while it lasted. Here we go. Lockwood. Can he get a good restart and potentially steal this race from the guys who have been up front all night? Here we go. And back to it. Green, white, checkered, official.
Yeah, Lockwood gets a good start. 85 at Kilday. Big push is going to leave the 33 all by himself on that top side. He moves down, real close cut, but makes it down there. Is now your top 4, Jeremy, are all in a line. Top 5 with Les Levy, and then they're side by side back there for 6. That's Gary Bergeron and the 215 of Derek Donna. Fritsch now trying to go to that top side. He's trying to get a 3rd lane going 4 wide as we're going down the backstretch here, Jeremy.
Oh, they had to check up to let the 215 back up. And oh no, the Lockwood.
Oh no, Crosby Jr. involved.
We got some beef being thrown in the chat.
Oh my, this is I don't even know what to say about the championship standings right now and the playoff standings like that. I have no clue.
Lockwood's got some explaining to do on this wreck. This will be brought out by your race leader, who had a great chance to come out on this thing at top 3, top 4. But this view is probably not going to do us justice, but watch the block.
Oh my, didn't do justice my ass. He went up he went up a lane and a half. Made contact. Yeah, and then and then he washes right up. Right into Crosby Jr., right into Nate Warren, collects all of them. Oh, man.
If you have a turn 3 still camera, like, it gives you a great perspective of how much the 38 just moved up to block the race leaders and playoff drivers, mind you. This man not for the playoffs. And he's going to just potentially ruin the 33's chances. See if we can get a straight-on view of turn 3-ish.
Oh, my
Look
gosh.
at that move to the outside.
That was...
Just out of nowhere. No cars behind you. You literally have 0 chance at this being successful.
All right. Jeremy, and we typically don't do this because we're drivers as well. We understand situations, but that was atrocious. That was like a lane move up on playoff drivers who have a better delta because they have the run, and you wipe them out. And that's why, as a non-playoff driver, I have a hard time getting in races sometimes because I don't want to be in this situation costing somebody their playoff chances. I don't want to be that guy.
And that person, Jeff Crosby Jr., who I think... Let me take a look. Yeah, he used a fast repair. His car was completely broken, but thankfully a fast repair saved from the 33. As he gets rolling, Justin, is your screen paused?
No, sir.
Okay, well, it's paused on our end. There it is. Discord's back. Welcome back.
Yay,
I thought we
Discord.
lost you for just a moment.
Hooray,
That's my
Discord.
only key to know if we're live or not. And if it pauses, I think we're down. But we're live.
Oh no. Well, we're live, baby. Oh, we're calling this thing to the end. This is crazy. I think Adam Kilday
So
now.
crazy we have to shut it down early.
Right? Adam Kilday now leading. Sean McCara now in 4th. Zach Fritsch in 5th. Like, this is, I mean, Crosby Jr. is back in 15th, had to use the fast repair. If Zach Fritsch, I mean, Crosby has the stage points and everything else, Zach might be able to sit here and surpass Crosby Jr. on points alone, depending on how many cars are in between. Right now, there's 10 points in between those two. Just a tie. So it's, man, this playoff stuff it's getting stressful for me just trying to keep up with it because these guys are all over the place. But there's damage on the front of the 71. There's damage on the front of the 12. I think the only playoff driver in the top 5 that does not have any damage on their car is that man right there, and he's sitting pretty right now, going to be leading this pack back to the restart for the first official green-white checkered.
He's a little more in that comfort range where he's up 8 spots from that cutout region, so he's in a little more of a comfortable situation. Michael Thorpe Sr. saying Daytona Derby.
Oh,
And,
for sure. For
yeah, I think-
sure.
We've called it a 10 caution race, I think, last month or even in July, but first time I think I've seen 11 cautions thrown, and we may not be done. We have room for one more restart. This is the first of 2 green-white checkers, so potentially could have one more block, one more wreck, and one more caution, or we could settle this thing out, hopefully under green flag. Half a lap to do so. Dustin, your new top 5, again, shaking up. It's going to be Adam Kilday, Gary Bergeron, welcome to the top 2, Les Levy, Sean McCara, and Zach Fritsch as the 71 and 12, back bumper to bumper. You got Anthony English and Jimmy Reynolds. They're bumper to bumper in 8th to 9th. Jeff Crosby Jr. has to go from 14th place to get back comfortably in the top 10, maybe even top 5 to secure his spot.
Yeah, and it's tough, Jeremy, because I have a feeling there's going to be drivers that are going to push this thing 3 wide, which means that the driver of the 33 is going to have a 3-lane traffic jam in front of him, and he's going to have to pick and choose and determine what lane has got the momentum and make probably the best moves of his OP sim racing career to ensure that he stays locked in to that championship 4.
All right, here we go. Why not door check the points guy? Gary Bergeron.
Oh,
A little
jeez.
jump, a little fail of the start. They're going to check up the inside lane. We're going to door check the leader and mess up the inside. This is fun as we're getting rolling here. 3rd gear underway. Going to get the 4th into turn number 1. And more contact. Gary to the 71, also playoff driver. So we're going to see another. Oh, here's a wreck in the back, and we're going to have our 12th caution. This is going to involve playoff driver Zach Fritsch trying to get in. This might seal the deal on the 12 not getting in.
Yeah, this is not what the 12 of Zach Fritsch wanted to see happen at all. Had himself in good position, Jeremy, and it all went to the wayside.
12 cautions. 12. That's your final one. You cannot have another one. It's just physically not possible. So,
Oh.
let's see. Yeah, it was, well, you'd be the judge. You're not washing up. You're not getting tight in turn 1. And you see about a quarter car length from the bottom. Now it's a half. Now it's a full.
Yeah.
Now it's contact.
I mean, that one there, I mean, the 12 slightly came down, but one thing you got to remember is the 12 is trying to stay in the wake of the 44, but the movement on the 12 was not as much as the movement on the 84. Quarter lane, like you said, half lane, 3/4 lane, full lane now between the 84 and the yellow line. He came up 3/4 of a lane on that one there. I'm going to have to say that was on the 84 drifting up on that to make contact.
Yeah, I mean, side draft is a thing, and you have to get it where you can, but it's so tough, Dustin, when you're 28 degrees of banking and you have to drive up the track to find the side draft, you just kind of lose sense of awareness just a little bit, if that's what's the case. Or that could just been poor management overall. We don't know, but that's what I see there. And the 12, who was in 5th place in points coming into this thing, he needed that strong finish to give him a chance. He will now be restarting back, it looks like, 18th. Then he's going to pass a couple guys here, so about maybe just outside the top 15.
16th is
With
where it looks
damage?
like. 15. No,
It's
it'll be
gonna be
15th because Workman came down as well, so 15th. Nespi in the chat says, wow, someone ought to take some good sportsmanship classes. Remedial tutorial probably sufficient. Shake my head. Yeah, and we typically don't, call any driver out, because again, we're drivers as well. We understand. I mean, there's a lot going on in that cockpit, but when there's implications going on, you have to be aware that you have playoff drivers around you. Like, you're racing for a win, and that's understandable because that's just the competitiveness in every driver. We want to go for that win, but you have to understand the situation, and you have to understand that there are drivers that are going for more than just a race win. They're going for a series championship too. And some of the stuff we've seen tonight, Jeremy, has got me scratching my head.
Yeah. It's been fun. It's been fun. There's been driver communications on record-setting 12 cautions on these OP Wednesday races. I think I can confidently say it's record, at least for this year. But no more Dustin. We got 2 laps once we hit the green flag to settle it out. Next caution or checkered settles this thing finally, as we are live 116 minutes ago. So we're approaching the 2-hour live window here, which typically at 70 laps Daytona only lasts about an hour and a half at most, but we're here in our overtime formation, just like they are. We clean this thing out.
Oh, PH Dwayne says anyone who causes another caution will be committing a very hostile act against the OP Racing League. I think he's on the same page that we are, Jeremy.
That was actually before the last caution flag.
Yeah, so somebody's already committed an act. So I would hate to see if a driver causes the final one, as this is our second and final green-white checkered attempt.
Len McNeese, you have to report to PH Dwayne after this race is over. But yeah, we got 3/4 of a lap left, Dustin, and it's almost time.
Nespi says, right, agree with you, talking about the conversation about driver awareness of other driver situations and what they're going for. So, and that's, Nespi, that's exactly why. And Jeremy can vouch for this as well. When I'm out of the championship hunt, if I don't show up and race, it's not because I'm, pissed off because I didn't make the championship. It's because I don't want to be in that situation where I cost somebody their chance. I don't want to be that driver. And the easiest way is to sit back and watch the race and root for my favorite drivers, root for my buddies on the track, knowing that I'm safe, not causing any conundrums.
Yeah, apparently anyone's victim. Anyone's up to be destroyed. Anyone's up to doing anything, because there's not just been 1 or 2 select drivers that have been causing problems. It's literally just everyone racing in general, racing a little bit different than what they have been, which is kind of typical to run a little more awkwardly, if you will, on a post-race show or a post-season show that's almost, it's at its final chapter, which is next week with the trucks at Dega, but it's just a little too much. And hopefully they learn and regroup from next week, and we have a blast and a lot less cautions. But here we go. Green flag for the final time. 2 laps to settle this thing out. 85 is going to lead Gary Bergeron, who missed the shift initially. It's going to allow 85 to move up the track. Does he hold the second lane? Sean McCarr getting a great shove by the 44 into turn 1.
Yeah, 85 doing exactly what he has to. Defensive line, Sean McCarra. Oh, contact made. Here we go. Big time wreck. Caution
Adam
comes
Kilday
out.
wins his way in.
That is going to be the race, folks. Adam Kilday gonna be scored as your race winner. Locks himself in, which he had a comfortable points sitting anyway, but that just solidifies that. Looks like Anthony English looking like going to be P2, and depending on where they cross, Jeremy, we might be talking to Crosby Sr. for the second week in a row.
Are we thinking so?
It's looking like it. It's these standings.
No.
These standings are still coming in.
I think 85 has had it since the get-go on this.
What's that?
I think it's Kilday that's won this thing.
Yeah, no, Crosby Sr. right now is sitting P3. So
Three in the points.
yeah, it's right now. It is the final lap. These drivers are working their way around. Still got to see where iRacing is going to put them because it goes based off the last scoring loop. So we have real-time telemetry right now as they run, but we do not know where these drivers are going to be placed. And actually right now it's putting Crosby Sr. right behind the 85, Anthony English in P3. We still got to see where some of these drivers are going to file in. Got Scott Warren working his way up, see where he's going to file in. Looks like it might be behind the 44, but in front of Lockwood. Crosby Jr. looks like he rebounded 6th place, Jeremy. That is going to lock him in for the championship 4, along with his stage 1 win. He should be a solid lock-in now for your championship 4. We know Kilday and Mann are locked in for your championship 4. And McCara is the only oddball one. McCara back is, looks like slotted in 17th, Jeremy, but Zach Fritsch is further behind, so it looks like McCara might be that 4th driver.
And Mark Mann and Kilday confirmed by wins. No question. And here's the go. Here was the final crossing of the checkered line across the track, and this will give us that answer we're looking for. Crosby Jr. ends up 7th, so Crosby Jr.'s in.
Crosby Jr.'s
Confirmed.
in, confirmed in. Vicente Guerrero had to win. He does not have a chance. He was too far back. Sean McCara 17th with Zach Fritsch 19th, Jeremy. So depending on how that goes, that's only a 2-point gain. McCara was sitting 3rd in points right now. I have a feeling that the 71 is a lock-in for the championship 4. So tentatively, and again, the admins do all the calculations behind the scenes. There's other stuff. We're just going based off of what we have right now. Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Sean McCara look to be your championship 4. Kilday and Mann for certain. We are just going based off of the data that we currently have right now, but that looks to be what your championship 4 for next week at Talladega is gearing up to be.
And we're going to watch the 85 do a burnout. The unofficial results, I wouldn't care if we don't even flash it. I think we're just going to watch him do a burnout and go right to interviews. He scraped it. He's dead. I mean, he might as well. Everyone else has hit something at this point. So.
Facts.
I can't call him out because he can't call out 13 cautions with it. So, man. Good little fun burnout here from 85. I like to throw it in at like high speeds into the infield to just rip the grass out myself, which he did that. And he's doing some more.
Oh yeah, Adam Kilday knows how to get it done. He is not a stranger when it comes to victory lane. So,
all right, I think Dustin, we're 2 hours in. We're overtime. I think we're gonna go straight into our post race. What do you think?
Let's make her happen, Captain.
All right, just gonna pull him right from the channel. No waiting room. Just going to drag him as I go. Anthony English is going to be the first one up. Docket number 44. Anthony English, this is Jeremy and Dustin in the booth. Congrats on your P3 there.
Thank you.
I think I going to try to confirm 13 cautions is the most ever in the Wednesday OP series history. Walk us through your night, man. Everyone had crazy nights. How was yours?
It was crazy. I mean, I think that it's unanimous across the board that tonight was a little bit of one of those like. Did anybody look outside? Are we sure it wasn't like a full moon or something?
We were questioning it up here as well, Anthony. I mean, just we thought we had a handle on where people were running, and then something would happen, and it would just jumble things up, and it was it was crazy. So my question is how in the hell did you survive the craziness to get yourself up into P3? Because at one point in time, man, you were missing a hood. It was flopping around. Your car was pretty demolished there for you to come back on a third place, man. How'd you do it?
Well, I mean, I went the first stage, 0 incidents, and finished second. So it's just one of those deals where it just went crazy from there. I think I was in absolutely every single wreck, period, the rest of the night. Just in one way or another, just somehow, and I don't know, just got lucky to be able to keep getting through it, not getting too much damage, and I don't know how much damage I had. I know my rear end had a little bit of crushed inness or whatever, but she seemed to be speedy, but we never really had a chance to get back up to full speed to see what the cars could do. So
It doesn't surprise me that every time, even if it's a chaotic 13 caution event, we still have our top runners each week in and week out up front talking to us in the post race here. But congrats on surviving the chaos, getting yourself recovered, and getting yourself a P3, man. Any shout outs before we let you go?
yeah, big shout out to you guys, Nerditudes, everything you guys do up there. You guys are awesome, watching the broadcast back and everything. Shout out to Adam for winning. We were trying to do what we could for Adam tonight, and I was looking out for Jimmy here and there to try to see if I couldn't help him. I think Jimmy needed a win to advance and stuff. So we were trying to do what we could tonight for the boys, and we were able to get Adam a win through all that chaos. I don't know how, but congrats to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to the team guys. Everything we did seemed to be okay until the end. It just was chaos, and then everybody watching at home, all our family, friends, my beautiful girlfriend, my dad, all the sponsors, everybody that puts in what they do for what they do, all the admins for what they do, and then all the drivers. Without all the drivers, there'd be no us. So just a big shout out to everybody.
All right, man. Congrats on P3 and Talladega next week in the trucks. We'll see you then.
Yep, sounds good, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Dustin, I just had a thought in my head. I would hate to be an admin breaking down this race tonight. That is a whole hour of overtime extra I don't want to have to deal with.
No.
This man might be part of the conversation. We're going to bring him in. Crosby Sr. Mr. I'm going to go aggressive himself here in the post-race, post-season. Crosby, 13 cautions. You got second. How?
I have no idea, man. I got lucky again this week.
Is it lucky, or is it the driving mindset that you've now changed? It seems to be working very well for you.
I think a little bit of both, 50-50. I did stay aggressive again tonight, and man, I tell you what, just got to watch those wrecks ahead of you and try to outdrive them and get around them and get lucky. That's all you got to do, man.
Hey, I tell you what, man. Is this something we can expect out of this 15 team? This aggressiveness coming from you. Okay, I mean, we spend a lot of time on Mondays in Discord for the Premier Series, and we have a lot of fun there. This aggressiveness out of you is it's a good feel, man, and it seems to be working. Is it something that you're looking to stay with? Maybe try to chase a playoff berth next season?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to shoot for. I'm going to keep at it and run as many races as I can, and just try to learn my rig here. And I've been messing with the settings too, so that's helped a lot.
Thanks, Moza.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, what's that?
I said thanks, Moza.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I just been sticking with it and Just trying to stay up toward the front. You know, I don't really care if I run up front or not. It's just I want to stay up there till the end and have a chance.
Well, you did, man. And you came out one position shy of the checkered flag here this evening after everything went down. Congrats on the good finish. Any shout outs from you?
Oh, again, thank you guys for broadcasting this. I know it was kind of frustrating for you probably, and with all the cautions, but you know, I appreciate you guys and the admins and everybody I race with in the teams. So hopefully we'll get a first next week. I got a third last week, second this week, and maybe a first next.
There you go. And that'd be kind of cool. You go 3, 2, 1 there. Well, maybe talk to you next week, man. Until then, have a good week.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. It's Crosby Sr., car number 15 here tonight. And now to win himself into the playoffs, we're going to bring him in. Adam Kilday, congratulations on the longest Wednesday race ever.
Yeah, this one, it's it was a festival, I'll say the least for sure. So
You earned this win though. Don't discredit the wreck that everyone got taken out minus you and 2 others at the end of the thing. But yeah, everyone was involved in wrecks, including yourself. So it wasn't like you just lucked into it. You had to recover as well to put yourself in position. And how did that look from your perspective after being taken out in a couple wrecks to get yourself back up there?
I mean, that last one, I don't know, it was like maybe 10, 15 laps before the end of the race. When I got wrecked onto the grass. I had a lot of right front damage from that incident, and I was trying to make up my mind if I wanted to go on pit road or use my faster pair, but I don't know. The points seemed really close with the top 4, top 5, and guys in the standings to where I didn't want to give up that track position in the front. So, yeah, I decided to stay out, and really, like the rest of the race, it seemed like it was like the front 3 rows, like all of us had severe amounts of damage. So everyone had the same mindset with me, you know, stay out with the junk car and hope for the best. And yeah, I guess I got the more so the lucky end on it. So yeah.
All right, well, and you won yourself a spot into the playoffs. You were kind of, you know, close to being locked in regardless. You had to do a little bit of work, but the win definitely locks you in. Dega, next week, what do we expect in the trucks?
And the trucks, oh boy. I think it should be a lot more organized. Yeah, Dega, the trucks are really, they take pushes well, and you know, probably be a lot of 3 wide racing and what do you call it, lobbying for position up front. But hopefully we have a good field size for Dega next week, and we put on a good show, an OP Grand National Series on that night. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, leave the soft bumpers at home. Bring the truck bumpers where they can do more work. Man, congrats on the win, though. Good luck next week. Hope for the best. Any shout-outs before we let you go, though?
Yeah, I mean, we'll do definitely a shout out to the guys I was running with in Discord. Do a shout out to probably the 4 drivers that made it into the Final 4. And we'll do a shout out to Nerditude's broadcast on YouTube, and yeah, shout out to OP admins once again, everyone who contributed to the win. I greatly appreciate that, because yeah, it's been all season I have gone winless in OP in all 3 nights. So yeah, finally
Not anymore.
getting the win. Yeah, we I feel like we've been close to quite a few of them. They just never turn out my way, but you know, it's a part of the super speedway stuff. But yeah, it feels good to come out with this one at the end of the day, and you know, definitely, probably a shout out to you again. Really anyone in the Discord that helped me out with the calls. Some guys were telling me which lane was probably best to start in front of, and I took that advice, and yeah, so that helped me out a bunch there too. So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Good night to you, and go get some sleep. It's overtime tonight, so we'll see you next week.
All right, will do. You guys take it easy.
You too.
sir.
Alrighty.
Adam Kilday, winner, victorious at, I'm going to steal Michael Thorpe Sr.'s line here, Daytona Derby. Zach Fritsch at Daytona Derby.
Daytona Derby. Oh, man, you ask him how next week is going to go, and his response is, oh boy.
Oh, boy, all right.
Oh, man, I tell you what a wild night, man. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it so much. We tried to keep you guys up to date on points as much as this field was jumbling up and your playoff contenders were all over the place. What a wild night at Daytona. And again, unofficially, it is looking like your top four, your championship four, for certain is going to be Markman Adam Kilday by virtue of winning in. And your other two are looking to be Jeff Crosby Jr. trying to go for his three-peat, and Sean McCara. That is unofficially what your top four is looking like. Again, tune in next week at Talladega for the trucks for the championship round to find out officially who has made it in, Jeremy, because the admins have to go tally everything up. If there's ties, they got to go into tiebreakers. So, again, anything that we release is only unofficial. OP, we will find out next week.
That's right. If you're part of the Discord, check it out. If not, check us out next week on YouTube. Until then, we're going to get this thing shut down. Speaking of releasing, we got to release some stuff after we shut this thing down and close it out for tonight. So you guys have a very good rest of your night. Stay safe. Of course, as always, get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly mattered